Hello, welcome to this CivilFEM powered by Marc course. Um, we will explain you how to perform a complete analysis using CivilFEM. As you already know, we already have available our current CivilFEM 2017 version, but we will show you the new capabilities using CivilFEM 2018 Vita version. uh, make sure that you have followed all the installation videos. If you have any issues or problems with the installation and the license configuration, please email us, call us, or use and using our CivilFEM technical support, and you can use the forums as well. So once you have the software installed, just double click and the program will open. The license selection will be shown. Just select the license you have. Okay, yeah, you will have the available licenses here, and you can of course you can have different licenses, the student plus commercial evaluation, or in this case for this Vita version you will have as well um, the license here. uh, in your case you will be pointing to our our servers, which will be providing you the license. Just click OK, and well, you will have this window. First thing of all is that you can customize the graphical user interface. We have now we have the menu in Spanish, but you can change it here. Just click on the CivilFEM button, go to options, and here in the first menu, just well, you can click to English. We must close the application and open it again to see the changes in the language, and now we have it in English. Well, we can change the style if if you want. Here you have different styles, predefined styles. Okay. uh, Later we will see how to how to deal with the different CivilFEM windows, but the first stage is to start a new analysis by just clicking here on the top left button and click on new, or using the hotkeys control key plus N. We will create a new model. Once we click on the new model, we have these options, which are by default 3D, static, and structural analysis, but we have other types, 2D, or if we go to dynamic analysis, we have transient, modal, harmonic. We can perform as well backlink analysis, and seepage and thermal, and always can be coupled with the structural analysis. We will start with the default options, which are the ones highlighted: 3D, static, structural analysis. Just click OK, and then we have this window. uh, if it's the first time you open the software, you must go to the last tab. As you can see, the software is divided into different tabs, and each tab has its own different groups. We will work from left to right, as you can see, by just moving the the mouse button or using the scroll on the mouse as well, we can go from one tab to the next one just by rolling the scroll. If we go to the last tab, which is the view, we can see here in Windows that they are all not activated. If we go and activate the ones which are of course you can activate all of them, but the most important ones are the properties, output, and entities. Okay, here you have on the right by default the entities. Each new entity with to be defined will be shown here: material, geometry, coordinate systems, and any entity defined has its properties shown in the properties window. Any of these windows are what we call dockable. They can be docked in any place, as you can see, and they can be of course hidden, or it can be shown just by passing the mouse on the window. It will be they will be hidden automatically, or they be shown. The output window will show you any warning or errors or any new entity that has been created. Everything will be shown in the output. You have two tabs in the output. Any message of all the entities that have been created or deleted, or if you are meshing or solving, it will be shown here. And in the error lists, you can see all the warnings and errors. Okay, so if I just leave it unpinned, we have these windows, but later we will show you other windows which are very helpful as well. But just to show you how to start with CivilFEM, these are the steps. Once you open your first model in CivilFEM, go to the last tab and activate these three windows. By default, this HUD will be which is this one. We'll show you later all the tools that provide that this window provides. Okay, we can customize other things besides the styles and colors of the graphical user interface by just adding more commands. Just by clicking here on this button, we can customize our quick access toolbar. Go here, more commands, and we can add here some other buttons. We will depending on what all the tools that we commonly use, we can find very very comfortable and very easy access, just to add more buttons here. For example, we can add if we create a lot of volumes, we can add here a box button, or we can add any type of sections or materials. For example, concrete material, we can add it. It will be shown here. And as well, if we want to add keyboard shortcuts as hotkeys, we can customize as well, and sometimes it's very well. For example, if we want to delete something, and instead of using the standard buttons, we can use pressing any the delete key. So in this case, we assign it, and anything we want to delete, we can use this hotkey. Now we can start explaining our first CivilFEM tab, which is the environment. What do we have in the environment tab? First of all, the coordinate systems. By default, CivilFEM has defined automatically defined the global Cartesian with the coordinate system, which cannot be deleted. As you can see here, it can be shown or be hidden. But if we want to, well, create a new coordinate system, maybe sometimes we need a new coordinate system because we find it easier to define some points. In this case, a cylindrical coordinate system using well, radius and an angle, because some geometry they will be more it will be easier to define some geometries using different coordinate systems. We can define as many coordinate systems we need. They will be shown all in the coordinate systems entities group. If you want to activate a coordinate system, just select it from the pull down menu. Well, other things which are in this environment tab are the codes and standards. If we want to perform after structural analysis code checking or code design, we just go here. Once we applied our forces and we have solved the analysis, we can choose, or from the beginning on or later after we have solved, we can select any of these codes available in the software for reinforced concrete. You have the typical Euro code, American codes, and other Brazilian, Chinese, Indian, okay, which are available for structural steel and pre-stressed concrete as well. We will show you some examples later. The next group is the model configuration. You can, well, by default, as I told you, the static analysis is defined, but we can change from one analysis to another just by selecting from this combo, and just pulling down and selecting the analysis you need. But we will continue with the static analysis. The configuration button will give you some options by default. Well, for the digits and decimals to be used. In this case, we just leave the options by default. But because the most important, very important thing, capability in CivilFEM in this environment tab are the units. If we click on units, by default, the international system units are defined. The principal units are degrees, energy, joule, force, newtons and meters. Newtons and meters will be force and length units. And after that, we can have the derived units using all the principal units, and well, other units which are for in the case of age of the materials on some percentages, we have this as well. But if we change to another units, okay, we have imperial feet using length, feet, and pounds for forces, and or inches as well. Or we can use use a consistent unit if we want to all the units to be consistent. But the most important thing is that we can use user units, and we can mix well, in this case we have the length defined in inches, but here as you can see the derived units maybe for I don't know, for areas we don't want inches, and we want centimeters, square centimeters to be used in certain properties which are areas. And take into account, later we will show you that the units can be inconsistent. That means that here you can define your units in the beginning, but then later you can mix. For example, geometry can be defined by default by inches, but you can change them anytime. And then material properties can be defined in the international system, for instance, and then apply forces using instead pounds you can use newtons or kilonewtons or kilograms. And then on results we can select other units. That's what I mean by using that CivilFEM the units can be inconsistent. Okay, but we will show you once we go further with the software. We can see how to deal with units in CivilFEM. By default, they are always the international system units. The next groups here in the environment tab are how to measure distances or angles, and how to have a report, and create selection of entities. But well, as we just started, we don't have entities to select, and nothing to measure, and to make a report. So these three other utilities will be explained later.